Brother, we are in a state of ill repair, and it's going to get worse before anything gets close to even getting better. We saw this entire thing kick off with the price of the Steam machine being $1,000 without the controller at the lowest tier of SSD as well, and the highest tier being $1,400. Now, granted, I was incredibly upset at Valve at what they priced the Steam machine to be because of how I felt it was supposed to be this one thing to bridge the gap between console users moving into the PC space. However, it turns out that is not going to be the only price increase or insane price we are going to be seeing, because after what we saw yesterday, not only are we watching as hardware in the gaming space is still getting price increases, now being the third time for some specific companies, it also seems to be that publishers and developers are keenly watching what is happening with Grand Theft Auto 6, and they are salivating at the actual prospect of games no longer being $70. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The generation that gave you the $70 price tag is now proving to everyone else that $80 seems to be the good sweet spot now. And even then, but what we're going to be seeing as well, that still may not be enough. Because according to Jeff Keighley on Twitter saying this, Grand Theft Auto 6 will retail for $80 and the Ultimate Edition will be $100. Do y'all remember when $50 was enough for a video game? I remember. Those were the good old days. Remember when $29.95 was enough for a video game? Yeah, I remember. Those were also the good old days. Now we're at a point in this space right now where the actual generation that gave us the $70 video game with promises of no more microtransactions, no more issues, games being optimized, and even running correctly on your hardware because you're giving the companies more money. And if they have more money, they can work more on the game. Am I right? Did we get those things? Absolutely not. We got none of those things. In fact, we got games that perform even worse now that cost even more money. And we're getting hit over the head with microtransactions across the board. But it's not just the fact that GTA is $80. We saw Nintendo start this exact same thing with Mario Kart World and then add a $10 price increase for physical games on top of it, thereby trying to coerce the actual user into buying digital so Nintendo doesn't have to print the actual cart or send it off to be shipped and have any sort of extra payments or processing be done on their end as well, and keeping you inside of their entire online economy, which is exactly what they want. More ways of milking you out of your hard-earned cash. But it looks like Rockstar Games and even Take-Two didn't stop there. No, contraire, mon frere. $80 is just the beginning. And what does that get you? A completely incomplete game ready for you to spend more money on. Because according to Dexerto saying this, Grand Theft Auto 6 will lock several stories behind the $100 Ultimate Edition, including Ride Out Customs, a mod shop, One-Eyed Willie's, a mod shop, Stock 305, a clothing store, Sarah's Salon, a hair salon, Electric Fang Tattoo, which is a tattoo shop. And the thing is, it's not just the actual shops that you would have in the previous games. It also turns out that missions are part of this as well. Because Dexerto also tweeted saying this, certain side missions and activities are also locked behind the $100 Ultimate Edition. So here we are with the entire gaming industry literally moving itself out of the way from Grand Theft Auto 6, one of the biggest games in the entire space right now. Hell, this entire generation or previous generations as well. The hype for this game has been insane. And the fact that the entire gaming industry moved completely out of the month of October to give GTA 6 its time in the spotlight actually proves it. But the problem is bigger than what we are imagining. We're seeing right now as not only Nintendo, but also Take-Two, the same company that does all the sports games as well, and everything else across the board in that space. Gotta love those ball and gun gamers, you know what I'm saying? are literally going around and dropping $80 on an incomplete game, excited about GTA 6. And what's going to happen? Every other idiotic publisher and developer on the face of the earth is going to say, well, if they're paying $80 for GTA 6, they'll pay $80 for our slop too. Am I right? And if you think I'm kidding or I'm lying or it's not going to happen, look what Microsoft did to The Outer Worlds 2. Simply making that game $80 and having a massive backlash because they saw Nintendo do it with Mario Kart World is exactly what every other game publisher is looking to do. Increase the price on you again. $60 wasn't enough last gen. 70 was just right. Right? No, guess not. $80 is just right. Right? No, incorrect. $100 is what you have to pay to finally get a complete game in today's day and age. Absolutely insane behavior from Rockstar and Take-Two overall. And the problem is, people will pay it. People will make excuses about it. And we're seeing the exact same fanboy behavior that we saw happen again. Depressed Oracle Red Bull F1 fan account tweeted this. To put this in perspective, when GTA 5 came out in 2013, it cost $60. Inflation adjusted, that's $86.31 in 2026. So in actuality, GTA 6 is cheaper than GTA 5. 13,000 likes on this tweet, literally full of copium inhalation, more than anything anyone's ever seen. It hasn't been this bad using this exact same kind of logic when we had the $70 price increase. But the funny part about this is inflation only works if everything is kept the same. You see, back then, you got an actual disc with the game for GTA 5. What do you get now? An empty box with a code. That's right, they're not even putting a disc in the box when you buy GTA 6. So you're spending $80 on a game that you don't even have complete access to because you got to spend an extra $20 to get all that access. And then you don't even get the actual game. You got to download it from a code in a box. I hope this thing flops. It's not gonna flop. It's gonna sell a bajillion copies, but at the same time, God, I hope it flops to send an actual message to the industry that you can't keep over every time somebody wants to go ahead and buy a video game. With VGC on Twitter saying this, people will accept it. It's GTA. And industry analysts have told VGC that Grand Theft Auto 6 having no disc version won't make much difference to its sales. And the Ghost of Hope tweeting this out. This is worth $80 to me. Shrug emoji. To the people complaining, just say you're broke, LMAO. So we're watching in real time as even industry analysts are saying, hey, guess what? They're gonna still buy this damn thing. It's GTA. It doesn't matter how many times you screw over the consumer, no matter what. And then turning around and watching as Twitter themselves are saying, hey, you don't have $80? What are you, broke? Look, I'll tell you this right now. I've got $80. A lot of people in my audience also have $80. The difference, though, is people with money don't like to spend money. That's really how it is right now. We're kind of like holding on to it for dear life because literally at any moment in time, everything could collapse all around us. And I think the more insane part about this is calling somebody broke is not going to entice someone else to spend the same money that you spent on a video game if they don't see any value in it, especially when $80 doesn't even get you the full game. I mean, look at some of these insane responses. Eddie Gonzalez said this, oh no, the most expensive video game ever created from a developer that is known to only make incredible products, pushing the limits of technology with unprecedented attention to detail that I will undoubtedly play for hundreds of hours, cost $20 more. With Deluxe also saying this, you had 13 years to save $100. Get over it. Hashtag GTA 6. Look, this is honestly absurd. The amount of likes these tweets are getting, the way they're being paraded around, and the perspective we have in the gaming industry that if somebody doesn't want to spend or see value in something that costs an exorbitant amount of money, and I'm sorry to tell you this, $80? That's a lot of money. Simply calling somebody broke is not going to be a good argument for them to be on your side and go, you know what? You're right. I should just spend that money anyways. Nah, I don't think so, Tim. This is actually ridiculous. And it's not just stopping at games though, because now we're going to be seeing the actual industry itself try to sell every game at $80, try to sell you a complete game at $100, and start piecemealing all those small things away from you. And then people online will call you broke when you stand by your morals and you plant your feet in the ground. But the problem is, the piper comes for us all. And at some point in time, it doesn't matter how much money you got to stop and think to yourself, how much more can you actually take? Because according to Dexerto tweeting this, Apple has increased prices on MacBooks and iPads due to memory shortages. The MacBook Neo went from $599 to $699. The MacBook Air went from $1099 to $1299. The MacBook Pro from $1699 to $1999. The iPad Air from $599 to $749. And the iPad Pro from $999 to $1199. Now you're thinking to yourself, Alex, why are you talking about Apple? You don't talk about their products or what they're doing. Aha! It's going to connect directly into what we're going to talk about next, though. So if Apple has to increase the prices of their hardware and game publishers are increasing their prices to get more money out of you and even siphon off content, that means hardware is next. And it looks like Xbox took the plunge. With Xbox on Twitter saying this, updated Xbox console prices. All right, you know it, I know it, everybody knows it, we all know this is gonna be bad. Let's see what happens. With Xbox saying this, effective August 1st, 2026, we will be updating prices worldwide. The price of Xbox consoles will increase by $100 for 512GB models and $150 for 1TB models. We will also be sunsetting our 2TB model. Last October, we increased Xbox console price by $20 to $70 in the US. We hoped another price increase would not be necessary, and we have spent the last several months working with suppliers on options. Unfortunately, console storage and memory prices have increased more than 2.5 times, and we expect another doubling by the fall of 2027. The entire consumer electronics industry is struggling with the current components crises, but the effects are particularly hard on consoles. Unlike phones, computers, speakers, and other consumer devices, consoles are typically not sold at a profit, but instead for less than they cost to make. All right, I'm sorry, I gotta stop Xbox right there. The thing is, the component crisis that they're talking about was literally helped in the wake by Satya Nadella. Literally, the dude is part of Microsoft, making contract negotiations with OpenAI, pushing Copilot, putting everything into the space, and dumping $90 billion, that we know of, by the way, into AI all over the place. The guy was literally instrumental in helping push everything with Sam Altman across the board. And you clowns have the actual inability to realize what is in fact happening. Instead of Satya Nadella taking an L and saying, you know what, we should just take the loss on this and just take the hit and just sell more consoles to finally get an actual marketplace that we need for people to make money on, they're literally passing on his failure onto you instead. Absolutely ridiculous. And this is all coming from the same person of Asha Sharma, who literally said this not 2 days ago. With Windows Central reporting that Asha Sharma says this, quote, gaming is becoming unaffordable. Xbox CEO of the industry has an accessibility crisis. Xbox CEO Asha Sharma argues gaming is becoming less accessible as hardware, subscriptions, and attention demands continue to grow. And I want you guys to understand what these price hikes actually mean, because you're thinking to yourself, okay, Asha Sharma says one thing, they do another. Typical Xbox stepping on a rake fashion, right? Well, Charlie Intel on Twitter, in fact, said this. Xbox is increasing the price of the Xbox Series S and X consoles starting in August. The Xbox Series S 512 model went from $399 to now $499. The Xbox Series S 1TB model went from $449 to $599. The Xbox Series X 1TB went from $649 to $800. And the Xbox Series X 1TB digital went from $599 to $750. That's right. The Series S in August will be the same price of the Series X at its actual launch MSRP. And now the Series X console is going to be $800. 6 years into this generation, we are unequivocally, absolutely, to the very most maximum degree, cooked. Besides anything we've ever actually seen. And you can bet your sweet bippy we're going to be seeing as every other manufacturer in consoles is also going to be increasing the price of their systems. Boys, get ready, because you know that PS5 Pro is probably going to hit $1,000 or even, dare I say, break the $1,000 mark. And that's going to be an insane day, because just like I pointed out earlier in the video with Apple, if a company like that is having a hard time with Samsung, Micron, and SK Hynix and everything going on in this space, then you know Xbox is having a hard time. PlayStation is having a hard time, and Valve couldn't even get a contract in the first place. This insane behavior by the gaming industry proves to me one thing and one thing only. We are heading for a second crash. It's getting to the point right now where gaming is going to become a luxury hobby. Hell, forget become, it's already there. But this, to me, has gotten to a point where it is going to get way too far for too many people. We're watching as the industry itself is pricing out the bottom floor. And this is all part of the plan of what every single company wants to have happen. Remove ownership from you altogether. Remove the power of compute ownership from you, have that go away so you stream everything through the cloud infrastructure and data centers that they're building right now, set you up on a permanent payment plan that you pay every single month for, which is exactly what Xbox is doing right now as well, because they are now also doing payment plans for their consoles. So get ready for 30% APR and interest every single year and month on financing for that fucking device. Yeah, no thanks. Not gonna happen on that end. And that's exactly why I was so excited about the Steam machine, because I knew where this entire thing was going. It's all forcing you into a way of trying to monetize the lower income bracket of people who cannot afford $100 video games, $1,000 consoles, $2,000 graphics cards. The normal amount of people just can't do that. So what they'll do instead is they'll squeeze all the whales in the top end and then turn around and give you the cure after giving you the poison the entire time. Oh, you can't afford everything? It's too much of a luxury hobby? Don't worry. Here's Game Pass cloud streaming. Give us $20 a month. That way you get a ton of games and stream everything. You don't own anything. You got to watch a couple ads every now and then, but hey, it's better than paying $1,000, am I right? But the thing is, it's going to get worse before it ever even gets better, because we also got some really bad news yesterday as well. Because according to Shinobi on Twitter saying this, Micron locks in historically high memory prices for 5 years. The company has signed 16 strategic customer agreements with a floor price it says includes a, quote, very robust gross margin for Micron, well above our peak quarterly margins in any past cycle. If you don't know what that means, don't worry. There's 9 months of knowledge right in here. I'm going to dump into your cranium right now. You see, Micron is one of the major manufacturers of RAM in the space. The thing is, though, they left the consumer side altogether, only to focus on the entire side of AI development and even enterprise. The problem now, though, is Micron has locked in a 5-year contractual agreement with 16 other major manufacturers of technology in this space at the highest possible rate that they could actually get them, which means we are probably not going to be seeing any sort of alleviation in cost of RAM, in pricing, or anything in that space until the actual 5 years is up. So 2031, we might actually get back to normal pricing in video games, console hardware, and everything else. If you haven't upgraded your PC, do so now. If you're on AM4, I'd stay there and upgrade your actual CPU and GPU on that end. Try to get the highest tier you possibly can in that socket. If you're on AM5, upgrade your CPU and GPU right now, because clearly it's going to get worse before it all, in fact, gets any better. And it's going to take many years for that to, in fact, occur. The gaming industry is absolutely out of its mind, and a second crash is 100% coming. Microsoft's own Satya Nadella being a part of this issue and still passing on the buck to you should be a slap in the face to everyone. Rockstar knowing they're going to be selling more copies of this game more than anything they've ever seen and still cutting out pieces of it and selling it back to you at a higher price of $100 to get the complete edition is actually insane. And every other major manufacturer, every other publisher, developer is going to be seeing what happens to these two juggernauts in this space and taking notes. If they can get away with $80 to $100 of games, they're going to be seeing it. Ubisoft will try it. PlayStation will try it. Xbox will try it. Everybody will absolutely try this. And they're going to keep pushing the line until everything snaps and people inevitably just leave the hobby altogether, crashing everything down. If you want to play video games, my suggestion, start clearing your backlog. Play those older games you haven't touched in a long time that run probably incredibly well on your newer hardware, rather than dealing with the garbage that we're seeing right now in this space. Because I'll tell you this, if things keep going this bad and PlayStation and Xbox still launch consoles next generation in the next year, you're going to be seeing some really expensive pieces of hardware and some really expensive games overall. But as always, I want to hear what you guys got to say about this in the comments section down below. Are you going to pick up GTA 6? Are you going to go ahead and still get an Xbox before the price increase? Or are you just going to go ahead and build your own PC or make your own Steam machine? I want to hear what you guys got to say. And speaking about what you got to say, here's the comment of the day from yesterday's video. With Taking It Easy 192 saying this, the sad part about this entire rampocalypse is that gamers made all these companies into the businesses they are today. But now when gamers need the support back, it's sorry buddy, but market conditions. Taking it easy, that's exactly what we're noticing as well. These companies will do anything they can to get in your back pocket, but then when you need them, they disappear. And personally, there's going to come a point in time where they're going to need us, and we're also gonna say sorry buddy, market conditions. But as always, if you guys want to see more of this kind of content though, more PC port reviews, gaming news, Steam Deck videos, my hot takes, and even fanboy content, subscribe to the channel. If you want Discord access or emotes during live streams, become a YouTube member. It's as low as $1. If you don't want to spend the buck, don't worry about it, bro. Just come on down Saturday nights, 8:45 p.m. Eastern, live right here on this channel as I wear a banana suit and get insulted with text-to-speech in front of a ton of viewers. They're honestly insane. The community is wild. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. Live Saturday nights, 8:45 p.m. Eastern, right here on this channel. Do you want even more of me though? Check out Oh No It's Alex Gaming. Link to that channel is in the description down below. I upload videos there every single Monday. I'm also working on a couple of things as well, doing retro reviews too, so keep an eye out for those as well whenever I'm done with them. And I stream there daily as well. Right now we're finishing Stellar Blade and then moving on to other games that you guys want to see me play too. And we get to have a good time, chill out, hang out, just get you through your workday. Check it out. Oh no, it's Alex Gaming. With all that being said though, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you have a great one, and I'll see you gooners next time. Peace!